we are going to discuss about the Indian indices, Dow Jones indices, international gold, and USD INR. Let's talk about the Indian indices first. Recently, we have observed that the Indian indices, that is benchmark index Nifty, has fallen down from the recent top, has been made near 12,100. And recently, if you observe the bottom of 10,600, so it is more than 10% fall we have observed in the month of July and August. Let's talk about the lower time frame chart. So lower time frame chart suggests that the recently bottom has been placed near 10,600 and Nifty has managed to close above 11,000 mark. That is a psychological mark. Recently, we observed that the positive momentum or the momentum towards the northern trajectory may continue towards the 11,000 to 11,200 mark, because 11,200 mark is a previous swing high, as well as if you observe the 200-day moving average, that also a place near 11,180 mark. And simultaneously, if you take the Fibonacci retracement from the top, that is 12,100 towards the 10,600 mark, so 38.6% retracement comes near 11,200 mark. So in the recent scenario, traders should be watch out the level of 11,200, because that level is very strong resistance for the bulls. If bulls manage to take out that resistance, then only we may see the further escalation towards 11,500. Then second, we are talking about the bank nifty. Bank nifty have a tendency to show the similar view like a nifty indices. So in case of bank nifty, we have seen the massive sell-off into private sector bank, which is underperforming the key benchmark index as well as the PSU banks. So recently, bottom has been placed and Nifty has managed to test the 28. Bank Nifty has managed to test the 28,000 mark and close slightly below the 28,000, 27,950 mark. So in coming future days, if you observe the 200-day moving average, which was placed near 28,500 mark, so that would be the first line of defense for the bulls. And simultaneously, if you look at the previous swing high, that is also placed near 28,600. So 28,500, 28,600 would be a very strong resistance for the bank nifty. Let's talk about the other sectors of Indian indices. So in the month of August, we observed that the IT indices and the Indian consumption has outperformed the key benchmark index. If you look at the relative rotation graph, so IT indices and consumption sector is moving in a leading quadrant, wherein the relative momentum and relative strength is very high. And we also know that once the momentum starts, price tends to remain in a motion more or less in the same direction. So we are expecting that the IT and consumption sector may outperform in coming days. If you look at the other sectors like an auto, metals, banks, which have underperformed the key benchmark index, and as you look at the relative rotation graph, so these sectors are moving into the lagging quadrant wherein the relative strength and relative momentum was very less. So in case of Nifty, if Nifty is marching towards the northern trajectory, so we may see the pullback into metals, auto, and banking indices. So traders should be cautious about these indices, because this is a pullback, and whenever these indices will come to the higher level, so that could be captured as a great selling opportunity. Let's discuss about the international market, that is a mother market, Dow Jones indices. So recently we seen that in 2019 Dow Jones indices made a lifetime high near about 27,400, and after that we have seen a massive fall off in the month of July and August. So in last 4 to 5 weeks, we have observed that the Dow Jones indices closing in a negative session. That negativity may continue towards the 24,600. So that would be an say, swing low of the Dow Jones indices. So that would act as a very strong support for the Dow Jones indices. Now we'll talk about the international gold. So if you look at the recent chart structure of international gold, so we observe that the December 2015 towards the July 2019, the gold international gold was trading in a range of 1,050 marks towards the 1,400 marks, and recently in the month of August we have seen a clear breakout on the international gold, and it is marching towards the northern trajectory and will sustain above 1,400 marks. So we are expecting that the gold may travel towards the northern trajectory in a continuation basis, and it should be reached towards the $1,500. Now let's talk about the Indian currency market, that is USD INR. So recently we have seen that the USD INR placed a bottom near about 68 mark. Earlier it was unfolded into the corrective pattern, and the corrective pattern has been completed, and making a bottom of 68, it is marching towards the northern trajectory. So we are expecting that the positive momentum may continue in USD INR. So in the recent months we are expecting that the USD INR may reach towards the 74 level.